It's the Sittin Sportside podcast, exclusively on 1045theteam.com.
Hey, T.I.P. Hey, Shawty, why you gotta act like that, man? I'm saying, I'm just trying to be nice to you.
It is the Sittin Sportside podcast. Mike James, what's up, man? We're in one of the different rooms.
Where are we? I'm confused.
We're in a different room than usual.
We have no TV. I can see you. There's not a big computer in the way.
And you can see the levels behind me, and you're going to be like, oh, the levels are too loud in the opening segment. Now I think we're
God,
good.
I need to shut up for once. Wow, look at that. I can see myself.
This is actually one of the more cozy places. We're actually looking each other in the eye. Like, there's no, like you said, no monitors in between.
I actually like this. Can we start podcasting here more often?
We can podcast here. Like, there's literally no one here. We're doing this during a work day. So if no one's here during a work day, I think we can do it on the weekend when we're podcasting. So
Yeah, it's probably a scene or something.
all right, I might have left. We don't have any headphones on, so the bed might have been on a little too long. But it's over now, and you know what? I'm in a complaining mood, right?
Are you? Me
I'm
too.
in a complaining mood because I
I
don't
want to complain
talk
about your Fairfield style. I'll give you a break. That's your
Oh, well, let's pause on that one right there.
Anyways,
this podcast is all about disrespecting Tom Brady. I'm gonna do it. You know what?
TB12.
Clickbait, but no, real life. Like, come on. Enough is enough.
You know-
This guy, overrated upon overrated. There's just an awesome thread on Twitter about how overrated he is. He's a product of the system. I'm saying it. I can maybe disrespect is going a little too far, but I think I've never been hurt. I don't think I've ever had the greatest of all time. Michael Jordan will never be in the position of, oh, he's a product of the system. LeBron James will never be in a position where he's the product of the system. And actually, in both cases, I don't know, like Michael Jordan had Phil Jackson, right? So, of course, Phil Jackson has a lot of pedigree. What coach has had a lot of pedigree that LeBron James has had? Not really any coach. He's kind of actually been known as the coach. Go to a different sport. Give me a best of all time. Babe Ruth. No one's talking about the best of all time there with the manager or the reason why he's doing it. So for all this, Tom Brady, the greatest of all time, 5 Super Bowls.
See,
he has the product of the system with Bill Belichick, and Bill Belichick is the greatest coach of all time. I know it's hard to be like, oh, well, what else is he supposed to do? It's what he was tied to since he got in the league. Fine. But you know what? I can still say it because it can still be possibly true, and it is true. Tom Brady, overrated, so overrated. He might still be the greatest of all time, but he's overrated.
is he overrated or underrated? I missed that.
Overrated.
All right,
Over.
I'll tell you why I think you're right, and I'll tell you why I think you're wrong. Okay? Fair? Is that a fair point right
That's
there?
fair. Go for it.
All right. Why I think you're right? Because he's lost 3 Super Bowls. If he was 8-0 in Super Bowls right now, thank you, Eli Manning twice, and Nick Foles.
Say Nick.
Say Nick. I would say he's the greatest of all time. However, I can also hear the argument as to why he's the greatest of all time for the sheer fact of if you actually look at who he won those Super Bowls with, his best.
Those great defenses?
Yeah, but
and the great mindset of Bill Belichick?
Yeah, but also Vinatieri.
And the great cheating of Bill Belichick? Oh, wait, what?
Yeah. But anyways, but at the same time, the best
One
team,
of the biggest collapses in Super Bowl history by the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
And the defensive play in that game that actually turned them around, not necessarily Tom Brady's play. The defense was absolutely fatigued on the Atlanta side of the football, but the reason that they got back was the strip sack of Matt Ryan in that game. Not to mention that they got the ball, once again, if we're going to talk overtime rules, they got the ball first in overtime, and Atlanta was totally depleted. Of course, they're going to go down and score the touchdown there. They shouldn't have even blown that game either, but at the same time, also, too, how about Seattle? A dumb bonehead decision.
Should have ran the ball.
Shouldn't have run the football into there, so that's another Super Bowl that they probably should have lost, and the other ones are all by 3 points, too. Adam Vinatieri.
I'm sorry if you missed all that, guys. Eric just talked super fast, but I heard him. Of course, I'm in the same room. But I don't know. See, to me, it's just the fact that every year we always say, oh, the Patriots are done. They're done. They're done. They're done. They're done. They always find a way to
unwarranted,
fight back.
though. This year, they were the number 2 seed in the AFC. Who was saying they were done were people who were just hoping too early. They were the number 2 seed in the AFC, Mike James. They had a home game, and all they had to do was go into Kansas City, and it's not easy. But my point is, they were able to get, like, no one, if anyone was surprised they got to the AFC Championship game, you're going to be checked, because no one should be surprised to get to the AFC Championship game. Now, the fact that they won in Kansas City, that it was a little bit surprising to me. But at the same time, how are we still? If we're going to call this team a dynasty, why are we surprised that they're winning?
Is it more? Did they win in KC because of Brady, or did they win in KC because Andy Reid can't win the game that matters the most?
Andy Reid made a numerous amount of adjustments in the second half for them to come back and win that, or to tie that football game and have a chance to win the football game. It went into overtime, and I know there's always that argument of, like, if you let the defense make the stop, but you have to also acknowledge, I'm not saying that we need to change the overtime rules, but you have to acknowledge that in the the particular viewpoint of anyone watching that game was whoever wins this coin toss is going to score on the opposing defense. Everybody saw that coming. Now, both teams score a touchdown. What do you do after that? Is it the first score that wins? What are the rules? Like the Patriots score, and then the Kansas City goes back and score. My point is, like, anyone who wants to argue, the coin toss will have KC defense stop them. Well, the Patriots defense wasn't stopping them either. So if the Kansas City got the football, you could also say the same thing. Patriots defense, you need to stop them. And I think that the fact of the matter is, it is the Patriots. Of course, they're going to get more of we need to change want because people see the Patriots lose. But I would be on the same argument of, look, the Chiefs only won that football game. It had been the opposite because they won a coin toss and had the hot offense against the defenses that couldn't stop a nosebleed at that point.
See, I think if you're in overtime and you win the coin toss, you're an absolute moron if you don't take the ball.
Who doesn't take the ball in overtime?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you would have to be an absolute idiot to say, you know what, I don't want the ball.
Yeah.
Because you know at that point, just go down and score, make the defense stop you. You know what? If they stop you and they end up winning, so be it. I would much rather take the chance of me having the first opportunity to score that touchdown. Mm-hmm. I'm going for the throat. Forget the field goal. I'm going straight for the throat. Absolutely going for the throat. You go for the kill shot, and if you fail, you know what? You kick the field goal, you go up by 3, then you put it on your defense.
Right, and the argument was that they made the field goal. You can match a field goal because too many teams were getting in field goal range and not playing to win. They were playing to keep the ball for the field goal attempt.
I like the rule,
but
I do. But here's my thing: if in the regular season, who cares? Do the regular rule. First team that scores a touchdown, wins,
mm-hmm.
or whatever, or field goal, then the other team gets the ball. In the playoffs, why not make it a full fifth quarter? And just let them go the full quarter. Make it interesting. It's the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Regular season, it doesn't mean that much. It's the playoffs, especially in the AFC Championship game, or the Super Bowl.
Let me play this to you. Let me pitch this to you. So we're talking Game 5 of the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
The Dodgers are about to lose to the Red Sox, whatever. Or goes in extra innings, whatever the scenario is.
Can we not talk about extra inning World Series games?
Sorry about that, Mike. That bring back old memories there. But let's say that all of a sudden there's a rule now in MLB. Let's say this is a rule now in the Major League Baseball, just in regular season, and they extended to the postseason too. But that if you score 5 runs in the top of the 9th, the game is over because it's 5 runs. What are the odds that the team's going to get 5 runs in the bottom half? Let's not even give them a chance. You know how everyone would be going, how do you not give a team a chance? How do you not give the team a chance to hit the baseball? Just because they scored 5 runs? Just because the guy hit a grand slam and the next guy hit a solo home run? So why are we giving the baseball is well, yeah, you need to give someone a chance to rebuttal. That's all what the game of baseball is. In football, why should a coin toss clarify, I get the ball first, they score a touchdown. Okay, well, your defense need to stop it. The defense need to stop. All right, but the pitching need to be better.
Yeah.
Pitching need to be better. If they score 5 runs, the pitching need to be better. You can make that argument anywhere. You make these stupid arguments. All they are, and including my argument now, I'll admit it. The argument for overtime is also stupid. They're all stupid arguments. They're all stupid arguments.
They're all
stupid arguments,
There's
Mike.
no legit argument for anything.
You're right. Exactly.
Because no matter what you do, somebody's not going to like it. No matter what you do.
And there's always that easy, we'll just play better defense.
That's easier said than done.
Exactly. The best two, if you're going to compare rank the defenses and the offenses of both teams, Chiefs Patriots offenses would be 1-2 and the defense would be 3-4.
Mm-hmm.
And the best offense won the game. Is that true, or is it because the coin toss let the Patriots have the offense first? Exactly.
I think KC's defense was just gassed.
Exactly. And all my point is like,
as they should.
Anyone who wants to say, do that. Well, okay, so fine. If you're the New Orleans Saints, we didn't even touch on this game yet, but I mean, we only have a few more minutes here we're gonna have on this podcast. But if you're the Saints and you get that egregious call that doesn't go against you, the egregious non-call, I should say. So where's everybody else saying the same thing of, Chiefs need to play better defense? Oh, how about Saints? How about the Saints? Play better defense and not let the Rams score. How about the Saints? You get the ball first in overtime. You go downfield to get the score. And even when you do throw the interception, where's the defense? You got to step up and do better defense. Where are those people saying the same thing about that game?
See,
that was a ruined call, but then the coin toss, and it's just that's the fundamental way it's supposed to be.
I'm torn on that no call in the Saints-Rams game for the sheer fact of I want the Rams to win.
Am I too excited about this stuff?
A little bit. I wanted the Rams to win, obviously, because it's going to be fun. Golf's going to be fun in the Super Bowl. But I wanted them to win legitimately, and I think it was an absolute BS no call.
I think anyone wants to win legitimately.
But I mean, I loved it. I loved the no call because they won.
You know, the stupid part about that is Roby Coleman, if he turns his head, a lot of people are saying it could have been a pick six. Just at the very least, he turns his head, you make the play on the football, and it's a normal play. There's no controversy. You still make the stop. You can still go down and get the field goal.
I think I'm more mad that the helmet wasn't
Well, how about
called.
the Ted Ginn play too? The safety could have stopped that play. There's so many times. What's wrong with these defensive backs? They taught to not look at the football. How are you not looking at the football and making a good play at the football? Yeah. It's just not happening.
It's
last point about that game.
The NFL is getting ridiculous. I don't know.
No,
the
NFL is always like this, and then the refs. No one should want to be a ref because there's always going to be at least a couple calls that they're not going to be able to make.
Is NFL referee not the worst job in sports?
It probably is. I mean, I don't know how much they get paid, but it's probably definitely the worst.
Not
job
enough.
in sports. Exactly, and they always make bad calls. Like my reaction to the Roby Coleman pass interference non-call was like, oh, I've seen that not be called earlier this year too, with my Jets or with watching the Giants and watching other teams. This isn't the first time this has happened. It's not like this is the most egregious call ever. It's because of the stage and the team game it was, and that's the consistency. But at the same time, they haven't consistently called that all year. They've made bad calls like that all year. That's just what the NFL has been. So it's anyway, it's a microcosm of what NFL refs really are, and that's where you need to address it. And I guess you're gonna talk about replays. Well, you replay that.
Here's my question for you.
Changing
Do you
rules.
know about Section 17-2, whatever, the clause that Roger Goodell apparently has that he can invoke a replay clause? They could make them go back to that play. Did you know about that before this weekend? I didn't.
No idea. Still clueless on that.
Kind of ridiculous, if you ask me, because once the game's over, it should be over. There should be let's go back and replay it.
My overall point here is that we as sports broadcasters are so stupid, make stupid points. Not so stupid.
Isn't that the point of sports broadcasting, though?
It is. But my point is, the argument I'm making about how, it's just a coin toss, I'll admit, that is just it's a very simplistic argument.
Yeah.
But so is the simplistic argument of just make a better defensive play, because that's just leaving it so monolithic, or however you want to say it. It's one action of, oh, well, look, you didn't get the football first, and your defense didn't make a stop. You let the third and longs. Yeah, you let the third and longs, but at the same time, if the coin toss does go the other way, why are you not in the situation and acknowledging? I just don't understand why anyone else can acknowledge. Sure, it's all speculation, but how can you not acknowledge if a coin toss was heads and not tails, or tails and not heads, whatever it is? How can you not acknowledge that the Chiefs get the football, they probably score their touchdown, and they win the football game? How can you not acknowledge that the coin toss is the end-all, be-all? Now, it's one thing to say you like that or you don't like that, but it is the end-all, be-all in some certain circumstances in NFL football games. That's the simplistic argument, and that it's 100% the truth. It is.
Yeah. It literally comes down to...
I'm not saying we need to change it. I'm just saying that it is. It does come down to a coin toss. That game, for everybody else watching, they knew that whoever got the football first was probably going to score a touchdown and the game was going to be over. That's the simplistic fact. I'm not saying we need to change it, but what I'm saying is a coin toss did ultimately probably side that game. Yeah, you could have made the defensive plays, but in the grand picture of things, Mike James, the coin toss did ultimately decide the game because the offenses were the hottest they could get in that football game. How many points in the fourth quarter? Last 6 minutes of the game? Come on!
And Eric just ranted for 20 minutes. No, I will admit, as a Rams fan, watching the Saints-Rams game the other day, I was scared when New Orleans got the ball. I'm like, great, it's Drew Brees. I said, this game is most likely over. And then that pass got tipped and picked off, and I was like, oh my God, there's a chance. Mm-hmm. It's just, it's unnerving as a fan when your team doesn't get the ball. But you know what? It is what it is. It's a game. It's up to the defense to stop them. The ultimate is you have to stop them, no matter what.
Yeah, that's what my point is. Like, I agree that the defense needed to make a play. Kansas City had ample chances on third and longs to make the plays.
There was 3 third and 10s in overtime.
Yeah.
And they didn't stop
Edelman makes some big plays, and I get that. Like, 100%. I 100% agree with that. The defense needed to make the plays, but I think it's also not productive, and it's also, you know what? I would say ignorant. I don't know if ignorant is the right word, but just, I'm at a loss for the word, but just lazy or wrong, just to simply put it out there that to not acknowledge the fact that a coin toss did ultimately decide that football game, because I think a lot of people were in the same boat of saying, hey, look, Patrick Mahomes and this offense is rolling. And if they win that coin toss, they probably in their Super Bowl. So to say that the coin toss has no bearing on it is 100% not true. But it's one thing to say you like it or you don't like it, but the fact of the matter is the coin toss probably decided that football game. That's all I'm saying.
Just win the damn.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying we need to change the rule. I'm just saying that to not acknowledge it and to you have your own rant, and now I'm talking maybe more personal issues here, but have your own rant about how you just need to make a play. I get that, but at the same time, you got to acknowledge the fact that I've said it multiple times. I've said it probably enough on this particular podcast. You have to acknowledge that the coin toss did probably affect that football game. Now, the fact of the matter is, you got to be a better defense, and the Chiefs' defense did not deserve to be in the Super Bowl, but the offense probably did. And if the offense got the football, they would have been in the Super Bowl. That's my personal opinion. I'm not saying it needs to be changed, Mike James. I'm just saying of what I saw on the football field that day, and I'm not sure I'd be as passionate about it if it happened the opposite way with the Patriots. But I would also say that I would agree. I would have the same opinion if the Patriots lost that coin toss and they lost the football game. I'd have the same opinion, but I probably won't be as passionate. I will agree with that.
All right, I'm gonna wrap this up on this because we got to go here. But
yeah, I was about to wrap it up anyway.
Oh crap! I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I was giving you the last word.
Oh, here we go. So basically, here's how you solve the issue: outscore the other damn team in regulation. Don't go to overtime, idiots.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit. We were at O'Toole's. Yeah. Nice little plug there. But we were at O'Toole's watching. No, we were just having lunch. And we were both saying that we would have tried to score a touchdown with 16 seconds left. 16 seconds left. Where were they at the 30-ish yard line?
Yeah, take another shot.
Now they had about 6-7 DBs. The Patriots did back there. But I was saying that try to get the ball. We get 16 seconds. So if you try to get ball to beat that zone, get Tyreek Hill around the 10-yard line in some space. He has the speed to break a seam, like Kenyon Drake. But he also did it back in like a Hail Mary type play back against the Cowboys, maybe a year or two back. And if you find a seam, he possibly going to get in the end zone. If he doesn't, you probably have a chance to spike it. Now when it was 11 seconds, no chance. You took the field goal. That was too late. But with the 16 seconds, I agree with you. I agreed with what you said. They might have had a chance to go after that game. So yeah, they had their chance to score that touchdown, but they didn't. I mean, ultimately they made the right decision. They safer decision.
Yeah.
But coin toss did decide. I
still would have took another shot at the end zone. But that's just me. I'm not a head coach in the NFL.
I think it would have been worth it. Maybe just take one more shot. But why risk the interception?
Yeah. I mean, like I said that during the game. I said, you know what, smart move. You kick the field goal. You take the overtime. You take your shot. But that's just me. That's why I'm not a head coach in the NFL, nor are you. That's why we're in sports radio.
I just ranted way too long about this, and if you want to tweet at me at EricH1045, at Mike James1045, if you would,
and Sportside tweets,
in Sportside tweets, right? That's it.
Yes. Just Sportside tweets.
Sportside tweets. So this has been the Sittin Sportside podcast. If you want to look at all of our podcasts, you can go to 1045theteam.com. Click on the podcast app. Click on the Sittin Sportside podcast. Also, go to the 1045 The Team app. Download that
free 1045 The Team app
from the App Store, wherever you get your apps, and search Sittin Sportside podcast. They're all right there. And then also youtube.com/team1045, the Sittin Sportside podcast playlist. So that's how we get all the Sittin Sportside podcast. We're going to be ramping it up over the next couple of months until Mike James goes to do his horse racing stuff, maybe? I don't know.
Probably.
All right, did I let the cat out of the bag?
No.
But, I'll be doing my thing, too. I've done some solo podcasts. I can't wait to do the baseball podcast, so those will all be up before the season starts individually, unless Mike James joins me or other people.
I'm in.
I did the previews the last 2 years by myself, though.
I'm in for it this year, though. I'm in.
I might do them by myself, but let you in on a different type of MLB podcast. We're gonna have a lot of MLB
teaser.
Podcasts.
I like it.
A lot of MLB preview podcasts. So for Mike James, I'm Eric Hemming. Thank you for listening, and of course, Capital Region,
stay classy.